Chef Bob. We're at the Artisan Center in downtown Martinsville, and I'm going to give a little talk about grilling. We all cook outside. We grill steaks. I've seasoned up some steaks and a little bit of chicken, and we're gonna cook them today for you. A lot of people, there's some talk on whether you alternate flipping your steaks to put your diamond lines on them, or if you crisscross your steaks. So I think most people I talk to, they move their steaks to put the diamond lines on. I like to alternate flip my steaks. That's a technique I use. You can see right now I've started one, and if you throw the steak on the grill, I'll grab one here, and you throw the steak on the grill, the lines run up and down on the charbroiler, so throw your steak on at a bit of an angle. See, all three of these steaks are on at a bit of an angle, and so is the chicken. And then basically what I do is when the steak, I'll alternate flipping the steak back and forth. I won't crisscross the line. So when I go to flip a steak for the first time, I throw it so all the lines run up and down. When I flip a steak for the second time, I then flip it so that the lines run sideways. So the neat thing about this is, and I'll show you in 1 second, is if you get a lot of steaks going, if you're a chef in a busy restaurant and you have 20 or 30 steaks going, or even if you're doing a backyard barbecue and you have a lot of steaks going at once that weren't all fired the same, by looking at these steaks you can tell exactly the position of cooking each steak is. So I'll show you that. We'll throw the last steak on, and I'll show you each position of the steak. So again, throw your steak on at a bit of a 45-degree angle. We'll let them cook up. I'm also doing some chicken, which I'm going to grab with a different pair of tongs today. We've rubbed this chicken in some garlic and herbs and some oil, and oh, that's pretty. And they're throwing some lines on that. But again, for the chicken, I'm using a different set of tongs, and nowadays we want to be as safe as possible. So now I'm going to flip these steaks one more time and again review, and you'll see all the 4 different positions of the steaks. Again, a steak that's thrown on the first time will appear to you as raw. A steak that is turned on, whoops, I didn't get very good lines on that one. But a steak that's been turned the first times will have the lines going up and down. A steak that's on its third turn will have the lines going sideways, and a steak that's on its fourth turn will have the lines already diamond lines right there, which is what your ultimate goal is. So these are the 4 different positions of the steaks. First on the grill, this is on its first turn. Didn't get really good lines on that one, but the lines are running up and down. The third turn, the lines are running sideways, and if it looks like it's ready to eat, and that one will be shortly, you see all the diamond marks on there. And a lot of people ask me, well, how do you know when the steak's done? I like medium rare, I like medium. How do you know when it's at that? And of course, you can lightly touch the steak, and there's a hand test a lot of chefs will do where in the softer part of your hand, that is the rare or the medium rare, and then you get into the firmer part of your hand right here, that would be medium or medium well. So when you touch the steak, you're looking for the firmness of the steak. As the steak cooks and all the juice runs out of the steak's going to get firmer and firmer. And as the steak has a lot of juice still in it, it's going to be fairly soft to the touch. So this steak here is coming up on medium rare. Now we can catch the other steaks up on their turns. This one here will probably have a better set of lines. It does. So again, the first set of lines run up and down. The third set of lines run sideways. That steak's just for some reason not cooking as good as the other ones. And again, we'll switch tongs for our chicken. And our chicken's cooking. Oh, that looks really nice, that chicken. All right, so when it's in this position, you can see all the lines. Both of these steaks are basically in the ready-to-eat position. So if people come up, if they're at your barbecue and they want to bring a plate up, you can serve the steaks that have the lines on them. The other ones are still in the cooking process. So you can joke and tell stories while you're barbecuing. You don't have to worry about the position all your steaks are in. And that's what I really like about this process is when you look on the grill, even if guests arrive, you can feed more steaks on without getting confused as far as which steaks in the process. So this steak, again, in the ready-to-eat position, we'll take it over to the plate. I'm going to give it a quick test. Still feels pretty soft. I'm going to guess that's about a nice medium rare. Let's go ahead and cut into it, see what we got. Take a look at that. Cut right through that. Definitely medium rare. Definition of medium rare is a cool center. Rare, of course, would be a very cold, raw center. I don't think a lot of people eat rare around here. Medium would be slightly pink, and medium well is very, very blood. So this is definitely very little blood on a medium well. This is definitely a medium rare steak, so that looks nice. Cut into that nice and thick and juicy. So there's some lessons on charbroiling that I think might help you. And again, as these other steaks catch up, now they're getting the full sets of lines on them. This one has one more set to go. So you can see as each steak comes off, and then this one's now ready to go. And I think this one we're going to have a little firmer steak, hopefully a medium. It's a little bit thinner. It's a little bit firmer to the touch. We're going to cut this one now, and I think I have a nice example of a medium steak, which is probably the most common. And there you go. Not so much blood, but just lightly pink. Ready to go for a nice medium right there. Thanks for watching How to Cook Like Chef Bob.